water real quick. Fuck a water, we got a motherfucking soda. Yes, sir, ski. I hope this shit sounding alright. Oh yeah, we in there. Alright, y'all. What the hell? The fuck? Anyways, we finna get into this reaction video. I don't know if y'all can see the title. Oh yeah, we in there. Turn that off. I don't know if y'all can see the title, but shit, it's about some daughter secret or something.
I didn't raise you to be no liar for nobody, for no, and for no female. Do you hear what I'm saying? You tell these officers everything. Don't you hide nothing back, because that man got kids and he can't see his kids no more.
The mother of 24-year-old Chanel
Bro, what the fuck she even in there with her and she grown as hell? What kind of shit is that? Where they do that at?
Walker had come to the interrogation room after her daughter, who was a potential witness to a heartbreaking murder, had been hiding a chilling confession that could crack open an FBI case. On February 19th, 2019, the FBI was thrust into the murder mystery of 58-year-old Tony Mosby, a U.S. serviceman shot dead while he was on duty. Through a tipster, the detectives were left to interrogate.
Bro, what they mean by a U.S. serviceman, bro? What does that even mean? What the hell? I don't know what that shit even means.
Chanel, only to find out she was trying to protect Tony's killer.
You tell them everything, word for word, what happened, how it was set up, what was done. Tell them the truth. Do you hear what I'm saying?
Yes.
His family need closure. Do you hear what I'm saying? Tell them the truth.
That shit annoying.
At around 2 a.m. on February 19th, 2018, silence had pondered over the city when a violent act turned into a lethal incident near downtown Dallas, Texas. With a passersby immediate 911 call, authorities were alarmed when they learned that the victim was a U.S. serviceman.
Dallas 911. Yes.
Oh, they mean post-service. That's what they call it? That's crazy.
I need paramedics and police. I'm at 30 eastbound. I need somebody here real quick.
What's going on there?
Someone has shot a driver. This is the postal service. There's a postal vehicle here. I don't know if he's still breathing, but there's a gunshot through the front windshield. Oh, man.
When detectives arrived, the driver
That's crazy. I do not remember that. And I was living in Dallas at that time, but I do not remember that shit.
of the truck was already dead with a gunshot wound to the head.
We learned that one of our motor vehicle service drivers was shot and killed while he was in the course of his duties on I-30.
The victim was identified as 58-year-old Tony Mosby, who'd been serving for 14 years
Nigga look familiar as hell. It's crazy.
and was the father of 2 daughters. Tony Mosby was found dead inside the cab of the truck, which had crashed into a guardrail. Multiple gunshots had hit the front of Tony's truck, but one bullet broke through the windshield and killed Tony instantly. Since Tony was killed while on duty with the Postal Service, the murder case immediately became a federal case and was turned over to the FBI detectives.
When a postal employee is murdered, we, as a federal agency, have federal jurisdiction. We take that very seriously and we pull out all the stops.
When the detectives arrived and assessed the scene based on the initial police report, they learned they had neither witnesses to the crime nor any suspects. Detectives began creating a timeline by canvassing the area.
What the hell y'all mean ain't no witnesses? All the goddamn cameras, bro. It's a witness somewhere. And what that shit look like that, man?
Area and interviewing residents. The murder case was of high priority. For detectives to be on the right track, any lead or evidence, big or small, was crucial at the time. Detectives were seeking visual leads in the form of any surveillance footage from the area that might have captured the entire incident. Luckily, one such surveillance video was obtained from a nearby gas station in which Tony's truck was seen passing right before he entered Interstate 30. The footage proved crucial as it provided the officers with an idea of the time he got on the highway. Detectives retrieved another video footage from one of the neighboring houses adjoining the interstate that had an electric doorbell system installed.
Damn.
4 gunshots could be heard in the video about a minute after Tony's truck entered the interstate. Was it a personal attack on Tony?
The Ring doorbell's gonna get you every time, bro.
Where he was followed intentionally before he was shot? Or was it some momentary dispute that ended badly? After 20 hours of extreme investigation, detectives were no closer to identifying the killer or uncovering the motive behind Tony's death. As no other direction seemed in sight to move forward, detectives announced a massive reward to the public for the information about the murder.
The United States Postal Service is now offering $50,000.
Yeah. I was just gonna say, what they gonna offer, 20,000, 50? Somebody gonna get to talking real quick.
As a reward for any information about a shooting that killed one of its employees.
With a $50,000 reward, the word was out that the authorities had this investigation on high alert. This step paid back with a substantial new tip when a woman named Jessica Thompson came forward with bombshell information.
Today's date is February 21st, 2018. Time is 11:48. Jessica, my name is Derek Cheney. I'm with the Dallas Police Department.
And I'm Paul Ecker with the U.S. Postal Inspection Service. We really appreciate you stepping up and doing the right thing and being here, okay?
Okay.
You're not under custody.
Right.
You're not in custody and you're free to leave at any point. So all this is voluntary information that you're providing, yes? No one's threatening you or anything to that effect, okay?
Watch it be the girl homegirl or whoever did the shit. Watch it be her homegirl or some shit. She need that 50 bands.
As detectives began to talk to Jessica, she turned out to be more than just a tipster when she claimed to have been in the crime when it happened.
Wow.
Jessica told the detectives that she was with her boyfriend at a local hotel on the night of February the 18th, 2018, when her boyfriend's cousin came to them. This was when the story began.
We had dinner there. After we were done, his cousin, Donnie, actually called us to see if we wanted to go bowling or anything. We had them meet us outside the restaurant.
Okay, and you said they. Who was all?
Donnie is his cousin, and Chanel is the girlfriend.
Do you know him by Donnie? Do you know by his last name?
His Farrell.
Donnie Farrell.
Mm-hmm. We decided that we were going to go to a bar and shoot.
She telling everything, and it ain't like they ain't gonna know it was her. If it was only them there.
Some pool.
What happened?
We then left and went to CJ's Dillard's. We were there roughly until about 1:30. After that, we tried to go back to the hotel. Chanel was driving.
Okay.
Donnie was in the passenger seat.
Okay.
There was a U.S. Postal truck in front of us. She was driving very close to this truck.
Jessica said that Donnie's girlfriend, Chanel, was driving erratically behind the postal truck and was attempting to pass it on the left.
She then swerved over to go around him. We passed.
Bro, this better not be some random ass shit. That shit gonna be goofy as hell.
Of this U.S. Postal truck. According to Donnie, the driver of that truck flipped us off. And I looked to the right, and the gun that Donnie had was sticking out to my side of the window.
Okay. How did he position his body?
He kind of leaned out a little bit to where his head and his right arm was sticking out of the window. I had heard it go off.
How many shots did you hear?
Roughly about 3.
And all 3 shots came from the gun that you saw Donnie's holding?
Correct.
Do you have your phone now?
Yes,
Could
I do.
you show me a picture of him?
I sure can.
Jessica showed the detectives the picture of her boyfriend's cousin, 25-year-old Donnie Arlando Farrell, who, according to her, fired shots at the victim after he held up his middle finger when Chanel crossed him on the wrong side. Detectives wanted to confirm from Jessica.
Y'all better chill out with that road rage, bro. You never know what somebody going through.
If the bullets found at the crime scene matched the gun Donnie had.
Describe the gun for me.
Looked like a revolver, but kind of like a newer revolver, not one of those.
You know what color?
Silver.
And she said that gun was a revolver. And so now we have an idea if this projectile comes back to a gun that is a revolver. Now we could say that this is a possible bullet from the gun that was used to kill the victim.
Jessica also revealed that after the incident, Donnie had texted both her and her boyfriend, urging them not to say anything about the shooting. After Jessica's confession, detectives had enough to get an arrest warrant for Donnie Farrell, who, when dug into, had multiple other misdemeanor arrests on his record in the past. As the arrest warrant was obtained, a team of detectives searching for Donnie located him at the residence of 24-year-old Chanel Walker in Hutchins, Texas. But as detectives arrived suddenly, Donnie seemed desperate to escape the scene, resulting in a standoff with Dallas police.
Out on surveillance, they saw Mr. Farrell exit the residence with a weapon in his hand. Mr. Farrell saw the agents and ran back in the house, and we then had a barricade situation.
The Dallas County Sheriff's Office immediately sent its tactical team to the residence to establish communication with the suspect, who was armed inside the house. However, his fiancée, Chanel, and her family were successfully persuaded to exit the residence. While the tactical team worked to apprehend Donnie, detectives brought Chanel to the station.
I ain't gonna lie, her damn picture look familiar too, bro. Unless they just got some familiar faces.
For interrogation.
When I went up into the interview room with her, my main objective was to build a rapport with her. Her boyfriend was now barricaded inside that residence. I know there was some worry for her, but...
Wait, they interviewing her while he still barricaded, bro? God damn. Niggas ain't wasting no time. I think that's what they said. I don't want to remind it, but...
We want to make sure that she understands when you're not truthful, it can draw some questions about your involvement as well.
Thank you.
Oh, no problem. You, what's on your home?
Well, I hope so.
So, Chanel, I'm working this case, and your name came up in my investigation. Like I told you before, when I told you out there, I'm looking at you as a witness, okay? But at the same time, I need you to be perfect.
That's how they always start off, like they your friend. Like they want to help you. They don't want to help, bro. They damn sure don't want to help a killer.
Be honest with me about everything. I'm talking about start to finish. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not going to feed you no fried ice cream. I'm going to be 100% with you, okay? So, will you be honest with me?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Let's go back a few days, okay? So, what happened on the 18th?
Which is Sunday, right?
Right.
Sunday. Me and Donnie, we was at home.
Now, what is Donnie's name?
Donnie Farrell Jr.
Okay. And who is he to you?
My fiance. He had texted his cousin and asked what they were doing. They said they probably want to go shoot pool or whatever. So we found a pool hall that closed like at 2, and we was like, okay, we're just gonna go there and shoot pool.
Mm-hmm. What time y'all leave the pool hall?
I think it was about close to 2 or at 2. At this point, he's driving because I was too intoxicated to drive, and I didn't want to wreck or do nothing. So I think we went home.
Okay.
I swear they said she was driving, but I don't know. I might be wrong, bro. I might be too high. But...
Was it? All right.
Mm-hmm.
While Chanel pieced together the events in a similar manner to Jessica's confession, Detective Walton had known by now that she was still leaving half the information out.
I'm talking to you as a witness, all right?
Yes, sir.
But at the same time, I know that you drove the whole night, okay?
Mm-hmm.
All right? I know that, okay?
Yes, sir.
I know that there's more to that highway incident. And I know you love your fiance, okay? But I need you to be honest with me, okay?
Yes, sir. When we left the pool hall, we was on the freeway. And I was drunk and I was driving. And he was on the passenger side. And he was like...
So I ain't that high. I knew I heard something like that. I knew I heard something about she was driving. So I'm paying attention.
Babe, can I let off? And I was like, no. What? I was like, no, Donnie, what the did I tell you about doing stupid stuff like that? But he did it anyway.
When you said let it off, what did he shoot his gun or what?
Yeah, he shot his gun.
And what?
Bro, he didn't even pressure her. Like, he didn't even... All he did was say one thing, basically.
That highway incident. And I know you love your fiance, okay? But I need you to be honest with me, okay?
Yes, sir. When we left the pool hall, we was on the freeway. And I was drunk and I was driving. And he was on the passenger side. And he was like, babe, can I let off? And I was like, no. What? I was like, no, Donnie, what the did I tell you about doing stupid stuff?
Bro, what kind of nigga ask his girl, can he start shooting? Yeah, she say no, and he let that bitch go anyway. What kind of shit is that?
Like that. But he did it anyway.
When you said let it off, what did he shoot his gun or what?
Yeah, he shot his gun.
And what did he do? Show me what he did. Where is he sitting at?
He's sitting in the passenger side.
Right, I'm him, okay? All right?
Yeah.
All right, so I'm him, okay, so...
He loud now. That's exactly what he needed to hear. You going down to...
He's right here. Well, you go ahead and be right here, and I'm gonna sit right here, okay? So... You driving? You on the highway? Yeah. Okay. Who's on the highway with you guys? What's in front of you? What's around you?
I don't know what.
Any other vehicles on the road with you?
No, I really didn't see any. I don't really know if it was any cars on the freeway when we was on the freeway.
Chanel.
I really wasn't paying attention.
Okay, let's remember. Let's be honest with each other. Okay.
I am.
You driving? I'm you. I'm driving. Okay, and you're him. How did he do it?
I guess he just put it out the window.
And did he use his right hand? And he just.
And I guess he just like shot. Yeah.
All right. Was there anybody around?
And
Chanel.
The detective wanted the whole visual representation from the night of the...
Why you keep calling her by her name like that? Like they boys, like they went to school together or some shit.
murder. Still, Chanel obviously hesitated whenever she had to talk about the other vehicle driving beside them and how Donnie reached the point of shooting.
I really was intoxicated. I really don't know what all was said and how it was said. I can only tell you what I remember from that night and Saturday. My mom had asked me what happened.
When did she ask you what happened?
When we were outside. And we were waiting, and we've been trying to call him to get him to come outside.
All right, so that's when your mom's asking you to what happened, stuff like that?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. Give me 1 second, okay?
Yes, sir.
At this point, Detective Walton had landed another lead that, according to him, could help them get a full confession. Chanel's mother also knew about the murder in which her daughter was involved. Detective Walton paused the interrogation and met...
Just ask for a fucking lawyer, bro. Why y'all be talking that way? Just ask for a lawyer.
...was Chanel's mother, who was also present at the station. While Chanel wasn't letting the detective in on the actual events, she could act differently around her mother. After informing her mother of the seriousness of the matter, The detectives took a calculated risk and allowed her to meet Chanel in the interrogation room, attempting to reason with her to reveal the truth.
I'm gonna tell you like this.
No, she done already told her mama what happened. And they at her mama's house. Come on now. He gotta go.
I know you love this dude. This man done lost his life. Listen to me. Tell them the truth. It's nothing you can do now. Donnie did what he did. That was messed up. You gotta look at that family. If that was your story, you want somebody to tell you. Do you hear what I'm saying? Yes. I done raised you to be no liar for nobody, and for no female. Do you hear what I'm saying? Yes, you tell these officers everything. You my freaking son, you gotta think about.
Bro, every time somebody talk to her, she gets a breaking down quick. She should have just went ahead and either told the first time or got a fucking lawyer.
Do you hear what I'm saying? Tell them every single thing, Beijing. Don't you hide nothing back. Because that man got kids and he can't see his kids no more. If that was you or your daddy or your brother or something, you would want somebody to tell the truth. His family need closure. Do you hear what I'm saying? Tell them the truth.
I'm sorry, Mom.
I'm good.
I'm sorry.
I'm good.
I'm sorry.
You tell them what happened.
Sorry, Mom.
Tell them the truth. And you tell them everything, word for word, what happened, how it was set up, what was done. Tell them the truth. Do you hear what I'm saying?
Yes.
Don't lie. Do you hear me?
Yes, Mom.
Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay.
That shit took
After the mother reminded Chanel of her good parenting, Detective Walton, who had been listening to the conversation, now got back in, hoping to hear what he suspected. What Chanel revealed next after talking to her mother would paint the picture just right of how things went so deadly that night.
I need to know, Chanel. So, what happened?
I was driving, and I think the only truck or the only vehicle I seen on the highway was the mail truck, and I wasn't paying attention to if he was cutting me off or not, or kept jumping in front of me. So Donnie was like, he keep cutting us off or whatever, and he said that he gave us the finger, but I didn't know, I didn't see it, and like I said, I didn't see him with the gun in his hand, but I heard it go off, and that's when I guess the truck had swerved over and hit the rail or something like that.
Okay.
And that's what, that's what I seen or I experienced.
The main reason why he wanted to fire out because...
Maybe because the guy caught up in front of us, but I don't know, because he was like, "Babe, can I let off one time?" And, that's when I had seen the truck swerve over and was behind me, and I guess it had hit the wall or something like that. And I'm not gonna lie to you, like, I wasn't even in that state of mind of, thinking that he would do something like that.
Okay.
I didn't know, because like I said, I think I had more drinks than him, and
both of y'all.
Like, I'm so sorry. Like, and this is not him. This is not him. I never would have imagined him doing anything like that, because that's not the type of person he is.
Well, it took a lot of courage to reveal the truth about the man she loved. Chanel's version of the story now matched what detectives had already heard from Jessica Thompson.
How long y'all been together?
We've been together since November, and he proposed to me on Christmas Eve.
He know about the possible baby on the way?
Yes, but I feel sorry for what happened to this man, because I wouldn't want nothing to happen like this to my son. And I'm trying to do right and let you guys know.
But you had no idea?
No, sir, I didn't. Because when he asked me, can he fire off, it just asked me, that was asking me, can he just shoot his gun off, like to try to show, I guess, because his cousin and the cousin girlfriend was in a car with us. So that's how I took it as. But I still tell him no, because I don't like him doing that. And now this happened.
Okay. All right. Give me 1 second, okay?
Yes, sir. All right.
After hours of tense questioning with Chanel, detectives were finally handed the breakthrough they'd been chasing. Donnie Farrell, the man now at the center of a federal manhunt, had just surrendered and been brought into the Dallas Police Department. No chase, no struggle, just silence. But his silence wasn't peace. It was pressure, the kind that builds when the truth is seconds from breaking wide open. The moment Donnie Farrell took a seat in the interrogation room, detectives knew that this was their chance. They had one shot to earn his trust. If they could get Donnie to drop his guard, maybe, just maybe, the truth would finally come out from the suspect himself.
I need to talk to you, okay? All right. You all right with that? So, what's your name, man?
Donnie Farrell.
Donnie, okay. Where you from?
From?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was born in West Covina, California.
You from LA?
Yeah, I grew up in LA.
Okay, cool.
The detective broke the ice with casual questions, all meant to put Donnie at ease.
What do you call it? You call it Chanel? Okay, yeah. So you love him?
I love her to death.
That's what I'm talking about. Love her to death. All right. How long did it take y'all to be boyfriend and girlfriend?
I'm gonna say about a week and a half. It was kind of like love at first sight, you know.
Oh, so you when you saw her, you said I had down.
I just knew the presence was strong.
Right. You got a baby on the way, possibility, right?
Mm-hmm. And I got a 4-year-old stepson.
And you got a 4-year-old stepson.
With every reassuring gesture, the detective slowly headed towards his actual questions for Donnie, as he knew that buried beneath his silence was the truth about a cold-blooded murder.
In this case, I know you were there, okay? I know you were there, and I know really what happened, but I want to help me understand, okay, what happened. Yeah, like I told you before, everybody make mistakes. No, you made plenty of mistakes. I made plenty of mistakes, all right? But at the end of the day, as men, okay, we own up to what we've done, right? And we move on, all right? All right, so on the way from the pool hall, where did y'all go?
This party, I don't remember stopping nowhere. After we left the bar, I don't remember stopping nowhere.
Okay. Huh?
Can't remember stopping nowhere else.
Okay, so
I'm like really half asleep, you know. I'm like, it's okay.
Donnie didn't deny being at the scene that night, which was a step ahead for the detectives. But when it came to the shooting, he began to defend his lethal involvement in the incident. Donnie claimed he was too drunk that night to remember, that everything was a blur. Yet to the investigators, it was clear that he wasn't being entirely honest.
So when y'all on the highway, y'all headed back to the hotel, all right? What happened?
When we heading back to the hotel?
Mm-hmm. Did you get into it with anybody? You didn't. Okay. And I'm gonna tell you that I'm gonna be straightforward with you, man. Like I have been the whole time. I know there was more to this case. I hadn't lied to you from the day one. When I came in, I hadn't been.
Bro, why neither one of them got a lawyer, bro? Your ass done already had a fucking standoff. You think that shit was just for nothing, bro? What the hell?
Mean to you. Anytime I've been straight respectful to you, right?
You seem like a straightforward.
Yeah. Man. I've been working this case and got a lot of information. You see what I'm saying? And that's why I need you to be real honest with me, because I'd rather for me to your own story than me to have to tell your story. I know you're not a cold-blooded killer. All right? I know you're not.
Let's throw that in there.
I know you're not a cold-blooded killer. Are you a cold-blooded killer?
No, I'm not a killer.
I know that there was an incident where an individual may have been cutting you guys off. I don't know if he made a gesture towards you, flipped you off or whatever, but at that point in time, you had a gun on you. Did you mean to kill him?
Who said I killed him?
While the investigation was closing in around him, Donnie stuck to his story, denying that he ever fired the gun or had anything to do with the murder. But the time now had begun ticking for the detectives to stop playing along and hoping for Donnie to confess. With the truth he already knew, the detective now leaned in, offering just enough detail to make one thing clear. They knew exactly what Donnie had done.
I've spoken with Chanel, right? I've spoken with Jessica. I've spoken with these folks. You see what I'm saying? And you the last one left. I know you fired at that guy. I know you fired at the vehicle that he was in, right? You think we just showed up at your house and picked you out of all these millions of folk? You think we did that? Just out of random, we say, hey, we're gonna mess with old Donnie Jr. today. You think we did that? No, that ain't the way it works. You see what I'm saying? You're a young man. You got your whole life ahead of you. All right? But I need to know what happened. Did he make you that angry? Or was it just an accident?
I was faded.
You was faded.
I was real like, out there.
The gun. How long you owned the gun?
I ain't owned it that long. It was not even mine. It was given to me.
It was given to you. Who gave it to you?
What the fuck?
Some guy.
Really? How? What kind of gun is it?
The only reason I had it, to be honest with you, being honest, because I was working at 7-Eleven. That's why it was given to me.
Okay.
Because I was working up there.
And for the past robbery, I mean, that's understandable. I mean, you got to protect yourself all the time. But we talking about this guy here. But this man didn't deserve to die. You know what I mean? This man that you shot and killed. This man was at work. You hear me? Did you mean to do it?
That's fucked up.
No, I didn't.
Were you just trying to scare him, or what was?
That was like my main intention.
Was it just because you thought he was trying to cut you off, or what was it?
No, I mean, at the same time, look, I ain't trying to make no excuses. You know, I did what I did.
Yeah.
Gotta face the consequences. But I was intoxicated. Like I said, I was so faded, man, like my eyes were barely open.
Okay. All right, give me 1 second.
Donnie's never-ending lies and charades were making the investigation increasingly difficult.
He already said
At this
he
point,
did it.
the detective had one goal,
What else they
to push
want?
Donnie to the point where he'd fully describe how he shot at Mr. Mosby. But the real question was, would Donnie break down and confess, or would he lawyer up and make it even more challenging for the detectives to close Tony's murder case?
I hope his ass lawyer up right now. Or shit, he done already told him, bro. I'll just stop talking. The fuck?
You shot at him. Did you see? Did he see you? Because I know y'all were close. I mean, y'all had to be close to him. Y'all were close.
We wasn't that close. He was behind us.
Okay, so
I know that.
So we okay. So Chanel driving. You said put your chair up or so. I'm just trying to get a visual.
Like you know, my fiance.
Yeah. Okay. So we drive. Put your chair up some more. Put your chair.
He love doing that shit, bro. I know that nigga used to play car in school and shit. He was always the driver.
So okay, Kurt, we right here. All right. So I'm Chanel driving. All right. So what was that? What was asking? When y'all getting on the ramp, what happened?
I don't know. As I was faded.
Okay,
I don't know nothing about how we got on.
Okay, but you know how you shot. How did you shot? Which hand did you use to shoot?
My right.
So how did you with him?
Like that.
All of Detective Walton's efforts seemed to fall flat when Donnie insisted he fired blindly, claiming he didn't even look back and was simply shooting into the air. It was a calculated move, perhaps intended to loosen the consequences, but the detective wasn't buying it. He knew that the shot that struck Tony Mosby wasn't random. It was deliberate, too precise to be accidental.
Like this, and you pulled the trigger, and you say you emptied it out?
Yeah.
Okay. I know you had to look back.
I did not. I was so faded, I just...
It couldn't have been a way. Now that I'm thinking about it.
The truth, I just wanted that.
Because when the information I got, you saw what you were doing. You shooting like this. Be straightforward.
I'm being straightforward. I'm like that.
To shoot like this, all right, and to be that accurate, done.
I'm telling you the truth.
Detectives were walking a fine line with Donnie. A miscalculated move or extra pressure could end badly, as Donnie could ask for an attorney. After more than an hour of questioning, the investigation reached a critical point, at which the full confession from Donnie seemed in sight. But he must be handled sensitively to make him confide in the detective.
I'm asking these things for a reason, because like I say, I've talked to a lot of people, all right? The way you said that you did this, all right, that's not gonna be believable. You know these rooms were recorded, you know what I mean? You got people that's watching this video.
And I did like this.
You did what? Like what?
I did like that.
And in that moment, the illusion Donnie worked so hard to maintain began to crack.
You looked and you saw it. You saw which way you should.
Yeah, I did.
You did.
Yeah.
You wasn't looking straight.
No, I did like this.
You did like that. And the main reason why you shot the gun and you look back like that is because of what?
I was intoxicated and he tried to cut us off. Well, he did cut us off.
So you pissed off about that?
Yeah, he flipped us off.
And he gave you the finger? And that pissed you off?
Yeah.
And that's why you shot?
Tender.
So like, where is this tape gonna be shown in court?
Oh yeah. I mean, this is all a part of the investigation. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, well, yeah, I did like that.
We set the foundation where he could talk and made him comfortable. And that way he felt as if he could talk to me. I'm gonna be honest with you, you're gonna be charged with murder tonight. Okay?
Well, let me ask you straight up, man. Like, you tell me I'm young, I got my whole life ahead of me.
Mm-hmm.
I made this mistake. How long you think they're gonna get me?
You know, I don't know. I don't make those decisions. I'm not gonna lie to you.
What kind of murder is it?
It's murder.
It's murder?
Yeah.
And then it happened. His posture shifted. The weight of the truth finally caught up with him. At that moment, the act was over. Donnie knew there was no more space to lie and deflect the matter. He'd finally accepted that he was the man behind the senseless killing. Donnie was arrested and charged with the second-degree murder of a federal employee and held in custody as he awaited trial. In February 2019, Donnie Farrell pleaded guilty to murdering Tony Mosby, a United States postal worker, and to discharging a firearm. On September 4th, 2019, 19 months after the murder, he was sentenced to 30 years in federal prison and will be eligible for parole in 2043.
I honestly think that his ego got the best of him that night that led up to the victim's death. And once you pull that trigger, you have to take ownership, knowing that that bullet can come out that gun, and if it hits someone, it can kill somebody.
Justice in the eyes of the law was served. But for Tony Mosby's family, no sentence could ever fill the void he left behind.
Do I feel as if justice was served? I don't. He only got 30 years in prison. He'll still get to walk free on this earth where my uncle couldn't anymore because he took his life away.
That's crazy. Anyways, I'm finna take my ass to bed.